Wizard101 might be fundamentally changing how Scroll of Fortunes work in the game. If y'all don't know, a few months ago, which was a while ago, there was a leak that came out of in-game files that seemed to show that there's going to be a new feature added to Wiz. And this feature, what it looks like is you get some crowns, and what you could do is once you have a Scroll of Fortune already, you can pay crowns to advance the Scroll of Fortune. Right now, the Scroll of Fortune, it works in a very, simple way. If you're a member, it's, I believe, 15,000 crowns, and you're not a member, I believe it's 7,500 crowns. And after you buy it, there's events every single, week. There's like a new event. You do them, you get points, and as you keep doing them, you can advance through this whole thing and get a bunch of rewards. What I think is a standout feature of the Scroll of Fortune in Wizard101 specifically is that you really do need to regularly play throughout, the length of the Scroll of Fortune to max it out. I'm not saying you have to do every event, but for me, right, like, I basically just did most of the Beast Moon events and, like, I don't know, like the Pep Promenade and all of those when they came out. And with 16 days left, I am just about to finish it. Like, it took me all the way until now after doing every single Beast Moon event and some other events added on. So I guess the idea is that they're trying to make a way for you to advance maybe tier by tier with crowns. And I assume each tier is probably worth, like, I don't know, like, if you're not a member, probably over 1,000 crowns. And if you are a member, probably close to it. And here's the thing, at face value, it really isn't going to affect the way the game works or the way the game functions. Let's just be honest about this. Rightfully so, the Scroll of Fortune, it features the best cosmetic items and things that speed up your gameplay. But for no reason should you feel like you need to buy this in order to play the actual game. Like things like the Lunari that you get, the beast forms, the elixirs that you get, and even like, like the cosmetics, like, right, the costumes and stuff. None of these are fundamentally needed to play the game. So that's the important thing. Even if they go through with this decision, this isn't going to be like a game ender for people that don't buy the Scroll of Fortune or a game changer for people that do buy the Scroll of Fortune. And I actually very purposely did this. Like I saw this like leak, this potential leak anyways, like I want to say, I think this is like end of November, so this is a long time ago. And in my head, because I hadn't really done that Scroll of Fortune that season, I decided, let me buy the Scroll of Fortune, let me see how this affects the way I play the game, and let me try to make an opinion on whether buying my way through the Scroll of Fortune would have been better. And considering the next Scroll of Fortune's around the corner, we might actually see this as like a feature of the summer scroll, right? And the one conclusion that I had from playing through the spring Scroll of Fortune is that it genuinely connected me to the game more. And I think the option of being able to pay through it would have hurt that. And I know maybe to some people, especially ones that are tired of grinding everything and just want a way to pay through it, I get that. I get that a lot. But I feel like y'all should hear me out too. You feel me? I feel like other than the decathlon, every single event that you have in this game is a team activity. It's like the one time that I actually feel incentivized to play with other players. There's obviously Beast Moon, but other ways to get points include group activities like Rate My Stitch. There's also all kinds of things like Spiral Showcase and Spiral Scene, where everything in the points, right? It involves like going into somebody's house, going into a house tour, raiding their house, right? Like this is all stuff that you can't do alone. This is like actually like something that cohesively ties the community together. And I think the worst thing that you could do is take something that truly incentivizes you to take part in a group activity and just ruin that with crown. Now here's the thing, y'all. It would not surprise me if this feature made it to live, because it seems to be somewhat of a direction that they're going with other things. We saw the first iteration of this a long time ago with the level 50 elixir, right? This is exactly what, buying tiers of the Scroll of Fortune would be. It's basically exchanging playtime for the equivalent amount of crowns. Do you not want to spend a bunch of time questing all the way up to level 50? All right, have 30,000 crowns. There you go, you're sorted. Don't want to do a bunch of events to get all of these things and put all the time to like play with other players? All right, you're sorted. Just give us crowns. Don't want to go through an annoying world like Chrysalis, Azteca, Avalon, or like, I don't know, like any of those? Like, all right, you'll pay us crowns, we'll add some world skip elixirs. You guys see the point I'm trying to make? They're going in this direction more and more, where playtime, because of its inconvenience, is being replaced with crowns. And while there's nothing wrong with the idea of equating playtime with crowns, because let's be honest, time is money, right? Like that's just the fundamental reason they're doing this. There's no real issue with that, but I think it's an approach that is gonna make Wiz worse and worse in the long run. And the reason is because it doesn't address the root concern, which is the fact that something feels so tedious that you would rather pay money than play through the game that you're already maybe paying membership for. Like, if the idea is that the Scroll of Fortune is too tedious to go through, through, then there's two options you can do. One, make the rewards so good and so much better. And in my opinion, they've done a great job with the cosmetics, but keep going in this direction, right? Make it better and better so people feel like, yeah, maybe it's tedious, but I mean, the rewards are amazing. Or you can mess with the points so that the actual amount of time that you put in for the same rewards doesn't, you know, it's lower. So like, I feel like both of those are options that they could easily experiment with and not go the route of just being able to pay to advance through it. It really is the same with the level 50 elixir or any world skip elixirs that they're, I think, inevitably at this point going to add into the game. Instead of addressing the root problem, which is when I'm questing through Azteca and Chrysalis on a wizard, I'm not getting anything really for it. I'm not getting any cool treasure cards. I'm not getting any jewels. I'm not getting any spellements at the moment. If my end goal is just to get to, like, you know, max level, and I that's all I'm thinking about, obviously, yeah, I'm not gonna look at tedious worlds like Chrysalis and Azteca and think twice about paying to progress through it. But shouldn't that be a goal in everyone's mind if they're a new player to get to max level? And shouldn't they fix the idea that something feels so tedious that it stops them from doing that? And on the same, like, you know, on the it's the same side of the coin with this, right? Like, shouldn't they make the rewards better with the same number of points, or just reduce the number of points so that people don't feel like this is something they have to pay to progress through after they buy it? That's just the part that I don't get. I feel like the product quality should be better. That you shouldn't have to pay to go through a lower quality product. What kind of blows my mind is that in the same leak, I don't know if y'all noticed, but there's also a way to advance through the PvP battle pass. And here's the thing, right? If you add a way for people to pay crowns to advance through the PvP battle pass, you remove the only real incentive to do PvP. I'm gonna say this once and I'll say it again. I feel like of all the passes in this game, this is still the greatest one ever because you literally get free stuff. And that's amazing, right? Like, you can get, like, epic medals for free, which you can use for cosmetic. You get, like, insane amounts of gold for some reason. I'm not complaining. It's amazing. And you get really good elixirs, right? Like, I've gotten, like, a bunch of really good elixirs, a Perot's, double pet XPs, all of that. If you had a way for you to progress through this, like, as in you just buy crowns to, you know, buy the pass, then you just buy the tiers, then what is the fun, what is like the real core reason a new player would want to do PvP? I think the very role of a battle pass, yeah, the rewards are crazy awesome, that's cool and all, but the role should be to increase your playtime. And I feel like adding a way to pay to not play is just such a weird concept when it comes to something like a battle pass. Let me know what you guys think about it. Are you in the camp where it doesn't really matter, so you don't really care? Or do you guys think this would actually change how you view the Scroll of Fortune or the battle pass? Keep in mind, obviously, once again, that this is a leak, so we don't really technically know if it's in the files for a future update, if it's not gonna happen, if it's been like canned and it's not gonna happen. We don't know yet. It's just something worth mentioning because we've seen other things that seem to mirror this approach. As always, drop a like if you enjoyed, drop a comment, let me know y'all's opinions, and if somebody hasn't told you awesome today, they doing something wrong. I look forward to reading all of y'all's comments. Stay awesome, y'all. See y'all soon. And yeah, y'all.